Hello and welcome. This is Not So Live and this is Double R Season 2 Episode 3. I've done a New Year's Eve special for you. I know a lot of people will be out partying and enjoying themselves, but I know partying is not for everybody, and for those that have decided to stay in and scroll through YouTube and just have a quiet night in, then I hope you enjoyed the video. The film I shall be doing a little bit of a review on and a little bit of history on is the 1987 action slash sci-fi classic Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was released on June 12th, 1987. The director was John Campbell McTiernan. He also directed some of the Die Hard films, The Hunt for the Red October, The Last Action Hero, The 13th Warrior, plus a few more. Also starring in the film were Carl Weathers, Bill Dukes, Richard Chavez, Sonny Landham, Shane Black, and Elpida Caramillo. I hope I said her name right. So it is a little bit of a star-studded cast. I know Carl Weathers also played Apollo Creed in the Rocky films, and quite a few of the others have also starred in movies. Not going to go through all the movies. I did look, there is quite a few. So the film itself took place in Mexico and was shot over, I think, a year. During this time, production was stopped on Friday the 25th of April, so Arnie could get to his wedding on time. He got married a day later on April 26, 1986. He spent, I think, 3 days on his honeymoon before returning back to filming. Arnie and also the director lost around 25 pounds during the filming of Predator. Arnie's weight loss was a professional choice, while the director chose not to eat the food in Mexico for health concerns, and majority of cast and crew did have stomach problems due to the hotel water filtration system having problems. The filming was also very physical and demanding, but the actors, who were also bodybuilders, still trained intensively every single day, and they even had gym equipment shipped to Mexico. The other harsh conditions which Arnie mainly had to suffer were he had to swim in very cold water and spent 3 weeks covered in mud for the final climactic battle with the Predator. Another thing that I read whilst looking up facts about the film was the cast and crew endured very cold temperatures in the Mexican jungle, and they had to have heat lamps on nearly all the time. Now, I did try and look up a little bit more on if they do suffer cold temperatures in Mexico, and I couldn't really find anything that was solid proof, so I will take it as fact. I don't see why they would lie. So I thought I'd throw that in there as well. I found it quite strange that you'd have to use heat lamps in the jungle, but I suppose, it must get cold at some point or another. Also, as well, the person who played Predator, Kevin Peter Hall, had a lot of difficulty seeing through his mask. It was very difficult, I suppose. So when he had to have action scenes and fight Arnie, there was a few times where he would make contact with Arnie, which is a bit of a problem. Not that it was meant; it was done purely through error and accidental. And also, he had trouble in the water scenes. Apparently, the water that they used was very stagnant and full of leeches, so not the best conditions. And also the terrain as well when they were filming was very hilly, so they spent a lot of time just on a slope, which is hard for the actors, but it must have been even worse for the people that was holding the cameras and the sound equipment and all that. And obviously just tough conditions, but it all paid off because the film was an absolute classic in my eyes. The box office was also quite good. I believe the budget for the film was around 15 to 18 million pounds, and the box office return was 98.3 million. So not bad overall, really, for the film. A little bit more history was that the film was written in 1984, and the original title was Hunter. And then it was changed to Predator. And I don't know exactly when it was changed, but the filming ran from March to June in 1986. So somewhere in that time frame between 84 to 86, the title had been changed. On to the review of the film. Now, I've seen this film quite a few times. I don't know the exact amount of times I've actually seen it, but I do enjoy the Predator films. The first one has got to be my favourite, but they have brought out a film. I'm just going to double check to see when the date of the film was out. The film is called Prey. So this is like a bit of an origin story to the Predator films, and this came out in 2022. It's set on the northern Great Plains of America in 1719, and it is basically a predator crashing on Earth, and the story continues. Not going to spoil it, but I did enjoy watching that. It is on Disney, if anyone does have Disney. So back to the Predator 1987 film. So your main cast are sent on a mission to retrieve a diplomat who's been kidnapped. They then find out they've been lied to and try and make it out the jungle. This goes from bad to worse as they then realise that they are being hunted. They don't know what is hunting them, and one by one they start being picked off and being killed in kind of a grisly, gory way. Well, it would have been for the time. I mean, some of the films today are really gory, and the effects are absolutely tremendous. And it basically boils down to a big fight at the end between Arnie and the Predator. I personally think it is a brilliant film. It's not too hard to follow. I mean, just quickly explain, there is the basis of the film. And it is quite a good action film. For its era anyway, for 1987, special effects wasn't exactly brilliant back then, but I think they did do a fantastic job, especially with the Predator as well, makeup and the costume. Even though I did say that the person playing the Predator did have a few issues and problems with the suit, it did look amazing, and it is now an iconic look. Going back a little bit of history on the Predator, the original person to play the Predator was actually Jean-Claude Van Damme, and there had been reports that he'd complained that the suit was too hot, and he'd also fainted in the suit. He was cast because he was very agile, and he was also good with martial arts, so it would give the Predator that fighting look, because Van Damme's very good with his kicks and stuff. The only problem being Van Damme was only 5'9", whereas people like Arnie, Withers and Ventura were all over 6 foot, and it was quite apparent that they needed someone more imposing to play the Predator if he was going to go up against these bodybuilding giants. And that is where we have Kevin Peters Hall, who was over 7'2", take up the role as the Predator. So I thought I'd add that in there. I did nearly miss that out. But as for a review, if you've not seen the film, I do highly recommend it. It is quite a good watch. And I think that is all for this episode of Not So Live. I hope everyone has a fantastic new year, and is looking forward to 2024. And I will be back again soon with a new video. I hope you all enjoy.